Oh, baby. Welcome back to another read along review, or rare, not rare, or rare. One of these days, I'll figure out a good way of saying it. Um, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's excited to join me on this episode. If not, then it's not. I can't tell you what to do or not to do. That's just the way it is. Um, Let's see. Trying to think if there was something I wanted to say before we get into this, but I don't think there really is. I mean, aside that, these not the first not the first two real longs, but like the real long 3, 4, and 5. They were recorded simultaneously. Well, not like simultaneously, or like one after another. So I mean, I kind of said what I had to say in number three and kind of in number four. So there's just a continuation from that. They were recorded all on the same day. If they were recorded on different days, I would have a little bit better update for you guys, but I kind of don't. How they're released on YouTube is a whole different scenario. It's either going to be two a week or one a week. So be prepared for that. I think we'll keep it to like a one a week so the content is a little bit more spread out. Uh, and then, obviously he'll give me time to do other stuff like the movie reviews, TV show reviews. Like I said, I do have to finish the 1940s uh, Superman cartoon and finish those reviews and watch them and then review them. As I said before, I think it was a couple episodes back, I do want to get into the kaiju stuff a little bit because kaiju number 8, season number 2 has started, and just kind of just to celebrate that a little bit, we're gonna watch some kaiju stuff. I have watched the 1950 Godzilla, and I think it's 1954, and then there's like another one, I think it's 1964, where it's like a sequel. Yeah, I have watched those, but then we're gonna go a little bit deeper before I even do a review of those movies. You know what I mean? And go over my notes in those. I'm gonna watch King Kong and Son of Kong. Those are from the 1930s, so a little bit older stuff. Um, and then go from there. And like I said before, if you guys haven't watched any of my older stuff, I do want to focus on one movie or one film series or film saga or whatever, or trilogy at a time, or category at a time. And same thing with the TV show. I just want to do one TV show and then go on to the next TV show. I don't want to bounce around too much. We will bounce around between time frames. For right now we're into the oldies stuff. We'll bounce around between cartoon and anime, obviously. All that good stuff. But for right now, we're gonna be doing some old stuff, trying to catch up with the times. We're trying to keep it related to what's currently out at the moment. You know what I mean? So, we're doing Superman stuff because Superman did recently come out and get rebooted. I haven't actually done a review with that yet. I do want to. The problem is I saw it. I was like half awake when I saw it. I haven't had the time to go see it again. I've seen Jurassic World and Fantastic Four and a couple other things in between. So I kind of forgot what it was like. I do want to get like other people involved that have seen it and have like a big giant discussion about it and kind of go over and review spoiler and non-spoiler, obviously. But stuff like that. I don't. I do want to like review it by myself, but then I also want to review it from other people and hear other people's point of views. There's an IRL friend that wants to do it. He also wants to get into Fantastic Four a little bit as well. If there are any others that want to join in the discussion, just let me know, and we can do that as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, let's just get into this though for the time being on this specific episode. Let's get into this comic book. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this is better than the last two. I mean, the cover looks good. I mean, I haven't really said that much in the past ones, but these covers are actually like intriguing. Like they don't have Superman on the cover, but they're intriguing. They're interesting. They're fun to look at. Very nostalgic. So let's get into it. This is issue number 5 from October 1938. Uh, Jerome Siegel, or Jerry Siegel, and Joe Shuster. Superman, another astounding adventure of the strongest man on Earth. Look at that. Telegraph lines broadcast to the world news of a terrible disaster. The Valley Ho Dam is cracking under the strain of a huge downpour. Should a giveaway amount of water will seep down the valley, keeping thousands and destroying the fertile land. In the office of of the Daily Star. So let's point out right here. I know I pointed out before, but this is not the Daily Planet. This is the Daily Star. I don't want to get on a tangent, but I just want to point that out. This is not the Daily Planet. So the 1930s, 1940s, late 1930s, early 1940s. It was called the Daily Star. I don't know when the name changes. Let's just get back into it before I start rambling and rumbling on. Then we'll never get the episode done. Kent, get me Clark Kent. He isn't in the office. We'll look for him, Lois, and have him report to me before I lose my mind. Why not have me handle the assignment? Kent, it's too important. This is no job for a girl. Man, that's a low blow. I mean, that's kind of hurtful. I mean, like I know times have changed and things like that are not said as much. I hope not said as much. Women have a little bit more equal opportunity to do the same thing as men can. So, it's that's a low blow. I mean, it sucks that we have to read this now and we're reading this now, but that's just two different times. So let's just, put a pin on that and keep going. No job for a woman, eh? I'm I've half a mind to. Lois encounters Clark outside the newspaper office. Actually, you know what? Let's sidebar real quick. Do you, like if you've seen my reviews of the 1940s Superman cartoon, Lois just becomes a damsel in distress and she just throws herself into fucking danger. I hope to God this Lois is not the same as that Lois. Hope she is trying to prove herself and that's to where she can do what a man can do and she can have the same responsibilities as a man at the newspaper that she works at. I hope these are two different Lois Lane. Fingers crossed. Clark Kent, just the man I'm looking for. You mean you're actually glad to see me? I should say I am. Would you do me a favor and cover an assignment for me? Would I? You know I'd do anything for you. Good. Go to the city hospital's maternity ward. Mrs. Mahoney is expecting the septuplets. What a story. Thanks, Lois. You're a peach. Let me handle this. Later, one round trip ticket to Valley Ho, please. The city hospital. Someone's been spoofing you, Bob. There's no Mrs. Mahoney registered here. That's strange. Say, I wonder if Lois is by chance pulling a double cross. I better get right back to the office. You brainless idiot! The greatest news story in months on the fire, and you waste your time at the hospital. But Chief, I didn't know. The worst part of it is that the last train for Valley Ho hasn't already left. Ken, report to the cashier. You're fired. But Kent has other plans. When alone, he strips off his outer garments and stands revealed in a Superman costume. Now to get story. I like how the S is a little bit more prominent now in this costume. He's wearing the trunks and shit, but I like how the S is more prominent now. Yeah, at first, it was like a whole bunch of scribbles. It looked like shit, but I'm glad it's starting to look better as we go along. From atop the great Daily Star building, a weird figure leaps out into the night. Huge distances are swiftly covered by it with giant leaps. Looks like a train headed for Valley Ho, huh? Hello and goodbye. It's far out distance. If Lois thinks she's going to scoop me, she's badly mistaken. I would have said out scoop me, but to each their own. With the speed of light, he reaches the railroad trestle. What the? A torrent has loosened the bridge's supports, causing the tracks to tilt, making a wreck inevitable. The warning whistle of the approaching train is heard. Without a moment's hesitation, the cloaked figure mounts a peak of the rocks and dives forward. No time to lose. Using the bridge support, Superman presses up until the tracks level. Superman holds the bridge r- rigid until the train passes over. Oh, sorry. Should have zoomed in. No time to lose. Using the bridge's supports, Superman presses up until the tracks level. Superman holds the bridge rigid until the train passes over. I do apologize. We are rereading it. I didn't go through panel. After which he permits it to the crash. Hmm. Lois, among other passengers, rushes to the windows. What was that? The bridge collapsed. An instant earlier, and we had been killed. The next junction sent a warning that the bridge is out. Yes, we must warn the other trains. Let's point out how the fuck is Lois going to get back? Is there other bridges? I mean, what's going on here? When Valley Hill is reached, Lois fights her way through the mob at the station. It looks like everyone except me is trying to get away. Taxi? Taxi? Will you give me a lift to the dam? You can have the car, lady. I'm taking a train out of here. Lois drives the taxi. Well, let's point that out. Well, the fucking train's broken. And he's going on the exact same train. Lois drives the taxi at top speed. The dam is not far distant. Atop the dam, Superman has been battling like mad to keep it from breaking. Can only hold out a little longer. Most of the people hereabouts will have cleared out. It's beginning to give. Suddenly, with a great roar, oh, it's beginning to give. Suddenly, with a great roar, the huge dam collapses. Superman leaps above the water's turbulent fury. But Lois finds herself directly in the path of the great irresistible flood of onrushing water. Dam's gone. I haven't had a chance. A car in the flood path. A girl inside. I got to save her. Trapped within the car, Lois appears to be doomed to a watery death. But before Superman can reach out, the auto it is caught up and swept along the flood. Again, this goes back to the damsel in distress. She threw herself in danger. It's not as dramatic as it was in the cartoon. She had a good reason. We didn't know what the news story scoop was or the news scoop was, so I can't really blame her. They didn't really see that in the cartoon. Like they knew there was a mad scientist. They knew there were robots. What I mean? Like she threw herself into danger. Here, she didn't know. So we're gonna give her benefit of the doubt. Until Superman, upon reaching it, tears the auto apart and rises with Lois in his arms toward the water's surface. Powerful strokes bring them to shore until Superman's off like a shot, racing the flood. He catches up with its beginning, and it passes. It is a fantastic race with the lives of thousands at stake, with Superman in the lead. Out of the raging, rushing torrent, he springs to a high pinnacle and pits his tremendous strength against the great projection of rock. For Superman's might, the huge mountain peak cracks and cascades downward in the face of the flood. The avalanche of rock crams shut the mountain gap below, diverting the flood to another direction from Valley Ho Town. Whew! Barely in time. You did it. You saved all those people. I could kiss you. As a matter of fact, I will. Lady, please, please, get the fuck off. Wow. What a kiss. Okay, so I guess he said, "Lady, please, like, give it to me." I don't know. I don't know. He super kissed for a Superman. Like sweeping Lois off her feet, Superman leaps outward. Enough of that. I've got to bring you back to safety, where I'll be safe from you. The first time you carried me like this, I was frightened, just as I was frightened of you. But now I love it. This is I love you. Well, I was like, kind of fast. When Valley Ho Town is reached, don't go. Stay with me always. Perhaps we'll meet again. She got shut down. Later. Hello, Chief. This is Clark Kent calling from the Valley Ho. Got here by airplane and have some sensational news. Am I rehired? Okay, connect me with a rewrite man. As Clark leaves the phone booth, he encounters Lois. That wasn't a nice stunt you pulled on me, but I still like you. Who cares, a spineless worm? I can hardly bear looking at him after having been in the arms of a real man. All right. Oop. This issue was better. Slightly. Slightly. Ever so slightly. You know, as I mentioned earlier, we've had Lois in the 1940s cartoon just throw herself into fucking danger. I say fucking lightly to where I was very upset at the times that she did. Like she just has a fucking plane on standby. She hit, you know what I mean? She fucking jumped inside the fucking robot's back. She was just doing a whole bunch of stupid shit. She did have one good moment in that cartoon where she like pulled out a gun and tried to shoot at her at some robbers when she was on that train. So we did have one good moment from Lois, but all the other moments that I've seen in that cartoon up till now is this kind of meh. Like, really, Lois, what the fuck are you doing? Now, like I said while we were reading this, she didn't know what kind of danger it was. Nobody told her what the danger was. So I'm giving her a benefit of the doubt, like I said earlier, to where she didn't know that the dam was gonna break. So she kind of threw herself in danger, but we didn't know what kind of danger. She didn't know how badly it was. I didn't know, as a reader, didn't know how bad it was. So I can't, if I'm comparing the two, this Lois a little bit better than the other one, than the 1940s cartoon one. Uh, wasn't too damsel in distressy, you know what I mean? Let's scroll back just a little bit. I do want to point out one thing. Excuse me, I hiccups. The kiss scene. As a matter of fact, I will, lady, please. For in my point of view, I thought he was like shutting her down, like, lady, please get the fuck off. You know what I mean? That's what I thought at first. But then when I went to the next panel, wow, what a kiss. You know what I mean? It sounded like lady, please give me a kiss. Or I don't know. I don't know how to interpret it. I thought it could go both ways to where lady, please get the fuck off me, or lady, please give me a big smooch. You know what I mean? It's really how you want to interpret it. At first, I interpreted it one way, and then it kind of led to another. I still feel like that she kind of deserves to get shut down like that. You know what I mean? Like you kind of fucking you know threw fucking Clark under the rug and shit, and fucking sent him on a fucking fake news story. So I mean, you kind of deserved it if it was like, "Lady, please get the fuck off me." He did though, shut her down. Don't well, in this panel, don't go, stay with me always. Perhaps we'll meet again. He did shut her down there, in my eyes, he kind of made up for it a little bit. To me, it felt like he shut her down twice. It was like shut her down, okay, that was a good kiss, and then shut her down again, even harder from my perspective. But overall, this was better than issue 3 and 4. With the minds and the football, I would give this a 3 star comparatively to the other two. It was a little bit more, slightly more action packed, a little bit more oh, realistic to me. I guess you know what I mean. Like the last two issues, it was just like mid content. Didn't really enjoy it. Like it's whatever. Like they had silver linings and a moral code to them, a good reasoning behind them. But it's like don't really need them. This one, it was good. It was good. It was, granted, Lois was kind of like kind of a eh attitude towards Clark, with the news story, but it is what it is. Competition, you know, she just wanted to prove herself. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, 3 out of 5 stars on this one. And that's pretty much it. That covers this episode. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good rest of your week or weekend, whatever you decide to watch this. Uh, And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.